It was the night after Christmas in 1996 when a picturesque family home in Boulder, Colorado became the scene of a mystery that would captivate the world for decades. A bright young beauty queen, JonBenet Ramsey, was found dead in her own basement, and no one has ever been able to answer the burning question: who killed JonBenet? JonBenet Ramsey's murder has confounded investigators and the public for over 2 decades. Filled with strange clues and dead ends, it remains one of modern history's most haunting mysteries. Today, we explore the chilling details and theories behind that tragic December night. Stay with us as we uncover one of the most disturbing unsolved mysteries, one that's filled with twists and turns that still leave the world questioning. Was it a tragic accident, or a deliberate murder hiding behind a veil of deception? Beneath the glittering tiaras and sequined gowns, JonBenet Ramsey was more than just a beauty queen. She was a beloved child with her whole life ahead of her. But behind the pageant smiles lay secrets the world would soon discover. JonBenet Ramsey was born into a life of privilege. Her father, John Ramsey, was a wealthy businessman, and her mother, Patsy Ramsey, was a former beauty queen herself. Living in the quiet, affluent town of Boulder, Colorado, JonBenet's life seemed like something out of a storybook, until it wasn't. Known for her charm on stage, the 6-year-old won numerous beauty pageants. Her innocent face splashed across media and magazines. But everything changed on the morning of December 26, 1996. What should have been a peaceful holiday season quickly transformed into every parent's nightmare. JonBenet's mother, Patsy, woke up to find a ransom note on the staircase. Her daughter was missing. What followed was a series of events so bizarre and tragic that it would puzzle even the most seasoned detectives. A chilling ransom note, a frantic 911 call, and a devastating discovery in the basement. What really happened inside the Ramsey home on that fateful Christmas night? The night began innocently enough. The Ramseys returned home from a Christmas party and tucked JonBenet into bed. But by the next morning, she was gone. Patsy Ramsey frantically called 911, claiming her daughter had been kidnapped. In her hand was a handwritten ransom note demanding an oddly specific amount, $118,000, for JonBenet's safe return. The letter was long, eerie, and filled with strange details that didn't quite add up. As police arrived, they began to search the house for clues. Hours passed with no sign of JonBenet, until a horrifying discovery was made. Her body was found in the basement of her own home, hidden beneath a blanket. She had been strangled, and her skull was fractured. This was no kidnapping. This was murder. But here's where the case gets even stranger. The ransom note, the state of the crime scene, and the handling of evidence would soon raise more questions than answers. Had the killer been an intruder, or was the truth much closer to home? A botched crime scene, a family under suspicion, and clues that lead nowhere. The investigation into JonBenet's murder would become as mysterious as the crime itself. When police arrived at the Ramsey home, the investigation quickly descended into chaos. Friends and family roamed the house, contaminating evidence while key procedures were ignored. Suspicion soon fell on JonBenet's family, John, Patsy, and even her 9-year-old brother, Burke, due to the staged ransom note, lack of forced entry, and their behavior. Was it a family cover-up or an outsider lurking in the shadows? As the investigation dragged on, the once perfect family image began to crumble under the weight of public suspicion. But despite the mounting theories, the police were no closer to solving the mystery. Was it an intruder who slipped into the Ramsey house undetected? Or was the truth hidden within the family walls? Theories have swirled around this case for years, but none have brought us closer to the truth. As investigators combed through the evidence, 2 major theories began to emerge: the intruder theory and the family theory. Supporters of the intruder theory cite a broken window, a suitcase near the basement door, and DNA that doesn't match the Ramsey family, suggesting an outsider may have been responsible. Could it have been a local predator? The family theory focuses on the ransom note, written with materials from the house, and its suspicious demand of $118,000, John Ramsey's Christmas bonus. Investigators considered Patsy, John, and Burke as suspects, with theories ranging from a cover-up of an accident to something more sinister. So many clues, and yet no clear answers. A ransom note, DNA that doesn't match, and a bowl of pineapple? The evidence in this case is as baffling as it is contradictory. The evidence from the Ramsey home has sparked intense debate. The ransom note, 2.5 pages long with strange phrases, baffled experts, with handwriting analysis hinting at Patsy Ramsey, but proving inconclusive. DNA found on JonBenet's clothes didn't match the family, raising questions about its relevance. Lastly, the pineapple found in JonBenet's stomach, despite John and Patsy denying giving her any, added to the mystery. Was this her last meal with someone she trusted? The deeper investigators looked, the more contradictions they found. Evidence pointed in every direction, and yet no one could definitively say who killed JonBenet Ramsey. So many questions, yet so few answers. Even decades later, the JonBenet Ramsey case is filled with haunting gaps that may never be filled. Why was the ransom note so detailed and peculiar? Who wrote it, and why? How did JonBenet end up in her own basement if the intruder theory is true? And why were crucial pieces of evidence, like the DNA, never fully explained? These are just a few of the countless questions that investigators and the public still grapple with. Over the years, new theories have surfaced, from outlandish conspiracy ideas to more grounded suspicions. There have even been claims that advancements in DNA technology could finally reveal the truth. But despite endless speculation and reinvestigations, the pieces of the puzzle never quite seem to fit together. The case remains open, officially unsolved, leaving behind a legacy of mystery and heartache. Will we ever know what truly happened that fateful night? For the Ramsey family, the loss of JonBenet was just the beginning of their nightmare. Accusations, lawsuits, and relentless media scrutiny turned their tragedy into a public spectacle. From the moment JonBenet's death became headline news, the Ramseys found themselves at the center of a media firestorm. John and Patsy were accused of everything from covering up their daughter's murder to actively participating in it. Even young Burke was not spared. He too was named in media speculation as a potential suspect. The Ramseys spent years defending their innocence, filing lawsuits against media outlets and trying to clear their names. Patsy Ramsey, who was frequently the target of intense suspicion, passed away in 2006 without ever seeing her family exonerated in the public eye. To this day, John Ramsey and his son Burke continue to live under the shadow of this unsolved tragedy. For them, the quest for justice isn't just about finding a killer, it's about finally putting to rest the accusations that have haunted them for decades. The case didn't just captivate the nation, it changed the way we talk about true crime. JonBenet Ramsey's story became a cultural phenomenon, spawning countless books, documentaries, and internet forums. The JonBenet Ramsey case, fueled by media obsession, has become one of the most covered true crime stories. Her image, the ransom note, and the tragic mystery have inspired countless documentaries, films, and books. Today, true crime enthusiasts and social media sleuths continue to dissect the case, marking it as a cornerstone in the era of endlessly explored unsolved mysteries. But in this rush for answers, one fact remains. JonBenet Ramsey was a real little girl, and this case is more than a mystery. It's a heartbreaking tragedy. A case riddled with contradictions, unanswered questions, and unproven theories. The JonBenet Ramsey mystery has left an indelible mark on the world of crime. JonBenet Ramsey's murder remains one of America's most haunting unsolved mysteries. Despite new technology, cold case efforts, and public pressure, the truth behind her death remains elusive. A tragic tale of a family shattered and a young life taken too soon. What do you think? Was this the work of an outside intruder? Or is there more to the story? We'd love to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments below. The case may be unsolved, but the conversation is far from over. If you're fascinated by crime mysteries and unsolved cases, hit that subscribe button to join our community. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and click the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world's most baffling crimes. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep exploring the unknown.